Hey there, Beerfield family. Guest starring here Monday. I am at Nick Sparts, filling in for Dan Thury BFF. He had something come up. He wasn't able to make it here tonight, so I'm going to come in and cover your news for the night. Kicking you off real fast, we got big news here. Ezekiel Elliott is going to be suspended 6 games. His temporary restraining order was dissolved. It sounds like the NFL Players Association will not appeal, so expect him to be out through Week 14. So you're going to have to try to sneak into the playoffs without him. If you have to play in Week 14, good luck. You will not have your best player. Alfred Morris and Darren McFadden have to be priority ads on waiver wires this week. So get those players up and ready to go. I'll be tweeting out about that on the show page at BeerfieldFF as well. Moving on, we have a bunch of big news tonight. 49ers acquired quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo from the Patriots in exchange for a 2018 second-round pick, whichever ends up being earlier for the 49ers, which will probably be their own. During this process, they also released Brian Hoyer, and the initial reports are that Garoppolo will not start Week 9. They'll probably have him come in Week 10 or 11 after he's had a chance to learn the playbook a little bit. But they've made a move to try to go get their guy, a player Shanahan thinks can be his quarterback of the future. They'll be able to tag him this year if they can't work out a long-term deal, but my guess is they'll try to pay him probably Mike Glennon-ish money. So on that 15 to 17 million a year type price tag to try to keep him for a 3 or 4 year deal. They got the money to play right now, so it's not going to be a big deal for their cap space. Moving on to another big trade, Texans acquired cornerback Jeremy Lane, a 5th round pick in 18, and 19 second round pick in exchange for left tackle Dwayne Brown, and this was acquired from the Seahawks. So Seahawks give up a defensive piece they're not really using, but with some solid depth and 2 picks to get a left tackle. This is going to be a real big deal for that offensive line. Their left tackle was definitely their weakest spot. This gets them in a situation where they might actually be able to protect Wilson a little bit, run that offense a little bit better, and maybe establish the run game. So I was about done with Lacy and Rawls completely. This makes them not totally dead. Maybe they can get this run game going with Brown, and so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. For the Texans defense, this is a minor upgrade. He becomes the 3rd or 4th cornerback and just some needed depth for that secondary to try to keep that defense going. Plus, get some more picks down the line for a guy they probably weren't going to retain long-term anyway. On to the Buccaneers. Dirk Cutter is non-committal on Jameis Winston's status. His shoulder's been bugging him. He did not play well against Carolina. They do have the Saints this week. It's a divisional game. If he's able to go, I think they're probably going to play him, but it's possible we may see Fitzmagic take the field this week because every quarterback, whoever plays in front of him, winds up getting hurt. The Vikings claimed running back Mac Brown off waivers. He was cut by the Redskins. They're looking for that 3rd running back just in case anything does happen to McKinnon or Murray. So this is a name to know. If McKinnon or Murray, either one of them gets hurt, Mac Brown is an interesting play. He did flash enough with the Redskins that I'm interested to see what he might be able to do in a long-term job. But obviously McKinnon and Murray are going to take snaps over him, so he's probably just a long-term watch player just in case anything happens. John Harbaugh, coach of the Ravens, said Alex Collins has earned more playing time after his great performance against the Dolphins. Basically, outside of his fumbles, he's easily looked like the best running back on the Ravens and one of the best running backs in the NFL. I'm really impressed with him. I think he's a type of player that if you can get somebody to sell him cheap who thinks this might not be real, he might be a buy candidate. And I don't think he's going to lose any touches when Woodhead comes back. I think he's too much of a dynamic runner in between the tackles, and the team needs to lean on him to try to keep that offense churning and producing points. On to the Redskins. Jay Gruden says he does expect Jordan Reed to miss Week 9 after injuring his hamstring. He's had a real tough time with soft tissue injuries, so this makes Vernon Davis a priority ad for tight end waiver wires. Do keep a real close eye on this, but I do think Jordan Reed misses Week 9, and with him, it could be even longer. Last piece of news I got for you guys today. Jaguars wide receiver Dede Westbrook, who's coming back from a core muscle surgery, was on IR, did practice Monday. He is available to return here in Week 9, and he likely is going to be the most dynamic receiver on the Jaguars offense. So he might be worth an ad, especially if you're in any sort of really deep league like 16 teams, because it's possible he could blow up here down the stretch. I don't expect a ton of volume from him, but he's going to be talented enough where he can outproduce Hearns and Lee in that spot. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. As always, Twitter is at BeerfieldFF for the show. I am at Nick Sparts. Tomorrow with waivers, it'll be at HopBFF, Christopher Hopper, checking in with you guys to let you know what's going on waiver wires. We did also cover that in the show, which will be dropping here in about an hour or two. And then in addition, Thury will be back Wednesday night to do your start sits for the week, and that is at ThuryBFF. I'm at Nick Sparts. Please like and subscribe to the show here on YouTube, Beer Fueled Fantasy Football. We drop content for you guys 7 days a week to keep you informed as to what's going on, and we'll catch you guys next time.